Hi friends! If you just couldn't wait to put up your Christmas tree, or if you're anything like me and have had a Christmas tree all year round, then this video is for you for the spooky Halloween decorations for your tree. So let's first get started with these skeleton ornaments. I picked up a couple packs of these ceramic ornaments from Hobby Lobby, and I'm going to start with this snowman with a top hat. And I used a permanent marker to make a skeleton-like design. So you can just basically paint this on or sketch this out and then color in the design that you want using a permanent marker. And then I also use, down the road you'll see a little bit more, I use paintbrush too if you don't like the look of this. I just want to give you guys options so that you could see the difference and that you could still do it with just a marker. And then right here I am just using a white marker. This one is a paint pen so that I could see over top of the black for all of the little details. And this is where I got the paint out, and I just used the Waverly ink paint. It's just a chalk paint. And I just painted on basically the same design that I used with the Sharpie. I did this skeleton kind of ornament design with both the gingerbread and the snowman from Hobby Lobby's collection. I think it'd be really cool with a couple others, like maybe a reindeer, but I didn't see any at my store. But I do think it would be cool with some others if you can. And for this next ornament, we are going to be doing a studded design just throughout all of these white ornaments that I got from Hobby Lobby as well. I got a large pack of them. I believe they were $10.99, and then Hobby Lobby has their 50% off. So I'm just using that. And then this pack of black studs that I got from Amazon, I'll go ahead and link it in the description below. But it did come with these two tiny little B700, I think that's what they're called, glues. And so I'm just going to, B7000 glues. And I'm just going to use those to attach to these ornaments. And I just did 8 strips of these studs going down, and I spread them out equally. So I did the first 4 on each like side, and then I went back through and added 1 more in between those. And I think these turned out really cool, and they're very simple. Okay, one of these next ones is a handprint ghost, and this one is one of my absolute favorites, but mainly because I did this with my nieces and nephews' hands, and of course I did this while we were also bowling, so I don't have very great footage of me actually using the hand dry clay and then pressing their hands into it. That was all the videos that I got. But basically I just rolled out some hand dry clay, and then I placed their hand on it and made sure that I pressed down a little bit so that it indented in the clay. And then I used a pen to put up that hole at the top. And then I put these in plastic bags so that I could bring them home. And once I got them home, I then took the edges to make them look a little bit more like ghosts. So for that first one, I did take out the thumb because it was spread out a little too far, that I didn't really think it looked too much like a ghost. But honestly, I probably could have left it. And then for the rest of them, I'm just cutting off the edges a little bit more to make them look a little bit more like ghosties and hand ghosties. And then once I have those cut the way that I wanted, I went through and added paint to make a little face on the ghost. So I did a couple with little smiles and a couple with the signature opened mouth look. I then went through and added their names to the back of each of these. And now that I'm thinking about it, I will probably go back and add how old they are and the year, because I think it would be really beneficial for down the road to obviously know those things, because I think it'd be cute. But yeah, that's how these ones turned out, and they are obviously one of my favorites. And then this next one, I actually just recently thought about and was like, hey, I've seen people add like temporary tattoos to canvas and clothing. Can you add them to plastic and glass? So I tested it out on these plastic ornaments, and then I also tested them out on some glass, and dun dun dun, they totally work. So I took this pack from Amazon. They're a little bit more on the spooky side, but I just basically took them off and added them to these ornaments. Now, when you're adding them, they do crinkle in size because obviously the tattoos are flat and the ornament is rounded, so they do crease in some areas. You don't really notice with these smaller ones, but with these larger ones, you definitely do notice the creasing a lot more. I did forget to record this one all the way, but as you can see from the paper and that ornament itself, you can kind of see where it creased, and I don't mind it, but if you do, maybe cut out that little piece so that you can overlap. But honestly, these ones turned out absolutely fantastic in my eyes. I think they are so cool and can really elevate any of your ornaments, either for this season, for Halloween, or even try and get some temporary tattoos for Christmas. And I really think those would be so cute. And they would also be really fun for kids to do, I think. As long as you're not doing these really big ones, I think they would be really fun for kids to add little temporary tattoos to ornaments. I was also worried about these falling off and coming off really easily, but I did accidentally place one of them in a spot that I didn't really love. So I tried to scrape it off, and it was very difficult to scrape off. So obviously these don't really go, or like are gonna be faded super easily. I think they're gonna be really good. And then you can also, like I did right here with the spiders, you can overlap a tattoo on top of another tattoo, and it works really great. And here's all the designs that I did, but I think this one's super awesome. These next ones are super simple to make. I grabbed these felt shape bats and these make your own ornaments from Dollar Tree. And I thought I grabbed these ghosts as well, but I couldn't find them. So we're just gonna do the bats and the hats. And then I just went through my collection of paper and picked up any paper that I thought was kind of spooky, or really just any black and white paper. So this first one is a like spider web. So I went through and cut out, or I guess traced and then cut out the shapes that I needed. And then as you can see there, the bat is only shaped, or it's shaped different on both sides, which I thought was fairly odd. I thought it would kind of be uniform, but anyways, I then grabbed some Mod Podge and added that to the back of the paper, and then added them to the felt. And then I also added it to the top of the paper once I've got that stuck onto the felt. And I also do the same exact thing for the wood hats, or witches' hats. I then took a hole punch for the felt ones and just punched a little hole in different areas to string some ribbon through. And then for the wooden ones, they already came with a little hole, so I just needed to basically make it through the paper by just using a pen. And then once I've got all of those holes added, I then just took some of this cute ribbon and added it to all of the bats and the hats. Next up is the garland that I started the tree with, which I just made from Hobby Lobby's beads. I just took some of these black 2 sizes, and then about every, probably I would say 50 beads, I ended up adding a eyeball, and I just used a needle and just kind of punctured it on both sides and was able to string through. And right here you're seeing me use my smaller needle because I needed a bigger needle for the eyes to puncture a little heavier needle so it wouldn't bend, and then the beads needed a smaller needle, so I kind of needed to go through and like string the big or the small needle through the hole once I've got the big needle through, if that makes sense. And also right here, you're seeing that the beads that I used are such a smaller quantity. I went back through and decided I wanted the eyeballs split further apart from each other, so I restrung all of that, but I did, like I said, about 50 beads in between each eyeball. And that is it for today's video. I hope this inspired you a little bit to either get your tree out a little early or inspired you for next season or even for some Christmas DIYs. But I really absolutely enjoy having a tree up year round. So having these ideas for my Halloween tree and these little pieces were just so much fun to make and add to the spooky vibes for this year. I hope you guys enjoy and have a great day. If you liked this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. It really, really helps me out. And if you want to see more of my videos, go ahead and subscribe. Have a great one. Bye.